appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
I'm Jenny Benson, president of the Nebraska State Education Association. The best way to strengthen our economy for the long term is investing in our education system and raising the skills of American workers. To succeed in the global economy, we need to modernize our schools, hire excellent teachers, and focus on the future. Support great public schools, and we can make the good life even better.
Sponsored by the Nebraska State Education Association. Aired in cooperation with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
Blitz is on. Taylor picks it up. Fires. Touchdown, Nebraska.
Canadian Football League Grey Cup champion.
Taylor again, wide open.
First team All-American quarterback Steve Taylor.
5 for Steve Taylor. That is a new Nebraska record.
Welcome in down here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Weekly Rap Sessions with former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. I am Jake Bakoven alongside the All-American legend himself, Steve Taylor. Hey, you're a legend. We
are legends in our own mind.
That's right. Well, you're a bit of a quarterback legend around here as well. So we'll go with that. But how are you doing today, Steve?
I'm doing all right, man. Just got back from a little quick couple vacay in Palm Springs.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
You can't be doing too bad then.
No, I'm not, dude. Played some golf.
Yeah.
I won a little bit of money and turned out all right. Dude, I played this course, fabulous course. It's called Hideaway. And dude, to me, Palm Springs is like an adult Disneyland. Because once you get there, it's just like in another world. So I played this golf course, Hideaway. And dude, it was like adult Disneyland. I mean, it was an abundance of stuff. Bridges, waterfalls, wild game.
Oh man.
I mean,
it's beautiful.
Flowers everywhere, shrubs everywhere, palm trees everywhere. I was waiting for a mermaid to like jump out or do something, right? And it was a great course. Great course. Tom Smith was a member there and great guy. Anyway, so it was just you got caught up looking at all the other stuff. And the first time the course was like secondary versus all the other stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
And it was like an adult Disneyland golf course. It was crazy.
How was your golf game then? The second time around you did better?
Yeah, I did. I did better. Yeah, I actually did better. I had about, I think, a total of 5 birdies. 3 days of golf, I had 5 birdies. And I won the match and I won our money. I had some really good shots and I had some really poor ones. But it was just a great group of guys. My doctor, Dr. Drew Lipinski and Alcon Griesel and Dave Coppers from Firethorn guys. And then we took the wives out. And dude, they got this place out in Palm Springs called The Nest. It's like you just got to go to people watch.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm talking the old ladies are dressed to the nines, makeup and stilettos and all that stuff. And I mean, it's out there. They got a clown walking around, serving drinks and stuff. You can have a nice dinner. Then they got a dance floor. It's just like in another world, man.
That's like
it's
Disneyland.
It's like Disneyland. Yeah. So you just get lost. You get caught up for like 4 or 5 days.
Well,
out of touch.
Welcome back to normal life.
So I got to get back in the groove of thing. I was trying to watch a little bit of golf while I was out there. I was trying to watch the Pebble Beach thing, and of course that got stormed out. But I watched a little bit of that, and just with some news and stuff. But it was you just get out of touch with reality.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit behind the curve on some current events.
Well,
so you don't have to carry me.
Yeah, that's all right. There's not been too much going on. Of course, today is National Signing Day, the second National Signing Day.
Did we sign some All-Americans, you think?
Well, hopefully. I mean, Nebraska, that's kind of the question is, how well did Nebraska do? They're currently, as far as the high school rankings, of course, nowadays you have transfer rankings and high school rankings.
Did we break the 25 barrier?
We're number 18, according to 24/7. So
there we go, dude. We're getting better.
Dylan Raiola, Carter Nelson, some of the guys leading that group.
Okay.
And today, so what we've had so far, and it's just kind of interesting. It's adjusting to the new world of college football, right? Is on the official National Signing Day. Nebraska did land Kamir Prescott, a safety from Philadelphia, 3-star defensive back, former Wisconsin commit. But it looks like that's going to be a walk-on pledge. Nebraska is over
For
scholarship limit.
For now.
For
yeah.
now.
Yeah, we're heavy. We're like
Right.
20 over, aren't we? Or something like that?
Yeah, not quite that much, but we are.
okay.
It's like 10 to 15.
We were at one time. Okay.
Yeah, it is over. So, and then the other one.
Wait. So he's going to be a scholarship, but a walk-on.
He's basically a preferred walk-on.
Preferred walk-on. Yeah.
And then two-star edge Jordan Okoa also signing with Nebraska. We already knew about his commitment, but he officially was able to sign today. Also a preferred walk-on. So it kind of gets into the question of, what is Nebraska doing with their NIL money? Are they allowed to have, 95 scholarship players, but only 85 on scholarship and then 10 on NIL scholarship type of deal?
As long as they get their money, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I mean, to some degree.
And then the other thing
I guess that's a new way to get over the scholarship is the NIL.
Yeah.
That's an interesting.
So you kind of wonder about, especially with Prescott, if that's kind of what's going on. Who really knows? So I mean, we'll wait and see. And I don't even think Matt Rule can really talk about that in too much in depth. But he'll have his press conference at 3. Now the reason they moved it to 3, it was originally supposed to be 11 o'clock. And I shouldn't say the reason, but speculating why the reason would be is Arizona 4-star defensive end Keona White will be announcing at 2:30.
2:30.
So maybe they didn't want to step on his
toes.
Yeah. So hopefully Nebraska lands Keona Wilhite, and then you can have I think a fairly successful day where most teams aren't really signing too many people. Nebraska obviously
maybe that could push us in that 15, get us in that top 15.
Yeah, maybe that'll help a little bit in the rankings. But very interesting day. We'll see what Matt Rule has to say. It made me kind of wonder about we've talked about your recruiting experience before, but actual signing day. Did you send in the facts? Did you have a high school party and all that?
Oh, no, dude. No, I just had a little local press conference, and they came to the school, and you had your coach there, your parents there, and the principal, and you just signed with your school colors. It wasn't back. I'm old, man. I'm old.
This was before the spectacle of recruiting a little bit.
All this showmanship, switching the hats, changing the hats, all that kind of stuff. So, it's just it was a lot more enjoyable for me from that perspective because I knew where I was going and just finally announcing it, and I didn't have all the stress built up to that day.
Now, did you commit before your senior season? I know some guys like to do that.
I committed. I got my letter from Nebraska after my junior year. So I verbally committed going into my senior year.
Okay, yeah.
We had a little bit of glitch with Coach Osborne, University of Washington. We had an agreement, all that kind of stuff. But I had verbally committed. But I had taken all my visits. Minnesota, Colorado. Where else did I go? I came Nebraska, Cal Berkeley. I went to some other schools like that. So, I took my visits and I just partied that Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
But I always knew I was coming to Nebraska. So it was fine.
Yeah. So the Cal coaches and the Colorado coaches, did you let them to kind of in on the fact that it would be quite an obstacle to get to you?
Yeah, you just entertained the thought, you did everything for them to try to persuade you to come to school and everything. And I tell you, Joe Cap was delightful. He was convincing. And the head coach at Colorado at the time, what was his name, McCarthy or something like that?
Yeah.
I mean, they were good. And Don James at University of Washington was awesome. Smitty recruited me, and he was good. He was with me from day one, and that was going to be my second choice. But so it was just a great time.
Yeah,
I took it all in and enjoyed it from that aspect, like what these kids are doing now. And I took unofficial visits to USC and UCLA, because that was just 2 hours away.
Yeah,
and that kind of stuff. So it was fun. It was good. It was a good time.
Which campus do you like better? UCLA.
Oh man,
USC?
Which one do I like best?
Yeah.
I had a great time in Colorado. I had a great time on every visit.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I went to Purple Rain. I went to that place. Prince's Place.
Yeah.
Did that. I dated and met. I met a Washington cheerleader.
Oh, okay.
And then I actually met one of the Pointer sisters' niece. I met her niece there, and we had a good time. We partied. So
that's how they maybe thought they could recruit you. Maybe get a change in your mind there.
Yeah. The Washington had a great time because we went. Cal Berkeley. We went to San Fran, the Boardwalk. I never forget that place. We partied. It was fun. Colorado was beautiful. I had a good time there. A little different, not too much partying there, but just going out to, going to cake parties and stuff like that. But the best time I'd probably say was maybe Washington and Cal Berkeley. Yeah,
because I mean, when you mentioned
Nebraska, I was squeaky clean.
Yeah,
we just went to the Cherry Hut.
Well, yeah, and Nebraska's kind of the exception here. No offense to Lincoln, but those are a lot of beautiful campuses, beautiful places.
Yeah, man, they were
able
gorgeous.
to go visit.
You just take it all in.
And that's what I always kind of thought that because I'm a football fan, and I wonder if that like plays into how guys do their recruiting is I would take my visits. Like, yeah, absolutely. I'd go, go have some fun and
You didn't really
hang
look
out on
at
campuses.
You looked at stuff off the campus.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone has nice classrooms, nice
Sure,
buildings,
yeah, right.
and which trophy room is more impressive,
Yeah.
The stadiums are all comparable. Minnesota had just built a whole new stadium, whole new locker room. So they were by far facilities were the best facilities. No doubt. And they had the dome or whatever. So that was beautiful. Cal Berkeley probably had the prettiest campus.
Yeah.
The prettiest campus. Yeah.
Yeah. I can see
cool.
that.
Yeah. It was beautiful up there. So
yeah. So at least you have some fun memories to go back on your
Nebraska was really kind of plain Jane.
Well, right, especially compared to those other places.
Yeah, it was.
It's not LA. It's not Minneapolis.
Yeah, it was just it was plain Jane.
Yeah.
The thing that I walk away with from Nebraska, I did like the red brick roads. Around campus.
Yeah.
Back then, and I come from California. I thought that was kind of cool.
Cool. Yeah.
And I remember the noise of the squishiness noise that the shoes made on the artificial turf. Because they were practicing for the Sugar Bowl when I came, and we were standing outside watching them practice, and it was cold, right? And just hearing seeing the crisp, squishy noise that your turf shoes make with the with the wetness and the snow was something I would never ever forget of what that sound like, and because I've never really experienced that.
Yeah.
And it was cold here, man. You couldn't even make a U-turn in the street. I mean, there were drifts of snow at least 3 feet high, and it was all like reddish. From salt, whatever. I had never seen anything like that. So that was the experience in Nebraska. And the tires, we go out and the noise the tires make when you're trying to, snow. I mean, when you're trying to drive.
Did it make you second guess? Did your trip actually make you second guess your decision?
It did. It's like, what am I getting myself into? And then seeing guys like riding bikes.
In the cold,
in the snow.
Yeah.
Like, what an idiot. They're riding bikes. I'm like, are you serious? So coming from California, it was just a totally different experience. And you're so excited because my coach's wife was from Wisconsin. So she always talked about the Midwest and what it was like. And being from California, I had never really seen snow experience. I saw frost on the grass, which I thought was snow, and it was just frost, right?
Yeah.
So to actually see snow and smell it and everything and experience it was cool. And you always dream about playing in conditions like that, But so in that aspect, it was cool.
Yeah,
it was cool, and just the history of Nebraska.
Yeah, and I've asked guys before this, and I can guess your answer, but like Nebraska. The reason why they were in the conversation and the leaders for you is because of who the program was.
The program, man.
I mean, if Nebraska was middling like they are now, they wouldn't have been on your radar.
At that time, Nebraska was pretty much at their peak.
Right.
I mean, you had Mike Rozier, Irving Farrar, Turner Gill. They were running the option. Like, it wasn't the wishbone, It was a power game. And the best marketing campaign Nebraska ever had was that Husker Power. I mean, they had the helmet that had Husker Power on it, and it just demonstrated the toughness of Nebraska and their philosophy, just Husker Power, just power football, grind it, run it, that kind of stuff. And so all that was attractive. And then you saw them doing what they're doing on national TV. I mean, they were blowing teams out. I mean, it was to watch Turner Gill and Mike Rozier run that option. It was a beautiful thing to watch, And I was so excited about it. And the fan base. I mean, I got so much fan letters from fans. They knew all your statistics and all that stuff, and they just write you letters. I mean, I had all that stuff pent up in my bedroom. I had pictures of Coach Osborne. I mean, it's weird, right? Because I look back at those pictures, and he was young and vibrant. He's probably like in his 40s, like 42, 43. And it was just I'd never forget that. That is probably the best thing in the world is being recruited, because your whole world just opens up. I mean, and so I was just so excited about meeting people from different parts of the country, different dialects, different language.
And they all want you. They all like you.
Yeah. But I'm talking, and then just the players, you're reading about players from Texas, from Oklahoma, from New York, I mean, all these places, right? And it's the first thing for everything. And so, I mean, some of the best times I had was walking from the dorms to the to practice when we had 2-a-days on the freshman team. You know, Broderick Thomas was rapping and singing a song and dancing. Leroy had, I mean, it was just a really good feeling. It was good.
And I remember,
Yeah.
did you say that was you were kind of in the last couple of years of the freshman team being around, right? But
Yeah.
you guys, you and was it Broderick that skipped the freshman team basically?
When we played back then. What you did, you played. They had like 4 or 5 freshman games. You played in the freshman games, and then you redshirted your sophomore year. So I played in like the first 3 or 4 freshman games, and then we were just lighting it up. And then at that time, it was unheard of. We're in the north. We're in the freshman locker room. You have a totally different locker room than varsity, right? And so Coach Iersma moved us up to varsity. I mean, myself, Broderick, and Leroy.
Okay.
And they just give you a jersey and they moved us up to varsity. So that was quite the trip walking across the field from the north locker room to the south locker room. And back then, it was a really big deal because it was kind of unheard of at the time. It really was. I'm not exaggerating or embellishing. It was quite. My nickname was the Kid. I mean, Bando and Clete Blakeman and all those guys called me that because I was young. And I was a quarterback, and then I just got thrown into the mix.
So was your freshman season then, as far as like, your sophomore season was the first like on varsity, or did you play
I started.
freshman?
I played freshman football, and then I played I came and mopped up like against Iowa State.
Okay, so that was
Kansas.
an extension. That was still freshman.
No.
okay.
I was no longer on the freshman team. They moved us up to varsity.
Okay.
And I was probably like maybe 4th on the depth chart. You know, you had like Travis Turner, McCathron, Clayton, Clete Blakeman, and then myself. I was on the 4th. And then I just gradually, as I came in and mopped up the games, and they were like, whoa, this guy. Then the big thing came up when I played against as a freshman against Oklahoma. As a freshman, I moved the ball and brought us down there. And then we went to the Fiesta Bowl. And then that's when they put me in like in the mid to late 3rd quarter. Coach Osmond, I was telling him, I wish I would have put you in earlier. I almost brought us back. And that was unheard of at the time. So that's when I really made my national scene in the Fiesta Bowl against Jim Harbaugh against Michigan.
Okay.
And we did that. And then I went and golf. So it looked like I was going to be the guy, but you got to go through the system. So we went to spring football. And that's when I took over the job. Then I was the first true sophomore to ever start at University of Nebraska.
Oh,
and that's when we opened up with Florida State.
Yeah.
Deion
tough
Sanders.
opener.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we opened and we won. I was National Player of the Week. I threw 2 touchdowns and ran for 2. It was pretty cool.
Did you what was it like game planning for Deion in your first start?
I was so nervous that week.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was the first night game on Nebraska. It was Florida State. We had lost to Florida State the previous year. My freshman year, I was on the freshman team. We had lost to them at home. And they had Danny McManus. They had an All-American linebacker, Deion Sanders. And it was the first night game at Nebraska, so it was a big deal. They brought in lights and all this stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And it was going to be in prime time TV.
Yeah.
And you got your first true start. And I was about as green as you can get. I had probably played no more than 2 quarters of football. If we really think about that. 2 quarters of football is probably the most I ever played my freshman year on varsity. Because I would mop up like the last 1 minute, 2 minutes. So I was like about as green as you get. So my sophomore year was really like my freshman year. Yeah.
Somebody asked off the text line, and great stuff, great stories, by the way. Some of us are reliving your days.
I know.
And for me, a younger guy, I'm
you
I'm
would know
learning
about
a
all
little
this
bit.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I look it up. I've seen the 85 schedule and all that stuff. So I mean, but I never really had true talks with somebody that was on the team and living through it. So it's really cool. But 1000 asked Steve, you like early start games as a quarterback when you played all games, I believe, were about 1:30 kickoff, as opposed to what you're talking about there. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I like the 1:30, 2:30 games were the best because you still had time to go out and party after the game.
yeah, celebrate the wins, which you guys mostly did.
Night games were a pain in the butt because you're sitting around the hotel the whole time. I mean, it's a long. I can't think about this. Who wants to start a football game at 9 o'clock?
Yeah,
I mean that's late, right? No, so really like the 1:30, 2:30, 3:30 are the prime times that you want to play. And when I was playing, now when I was done, I like the early games.
Yeah,
and I was doing all the radio stuff and everything.
You know, to stay up late.
I hate those late games. You know, you just drink way too much and everything. So, ideally, I would like to get up, have breakfast, go to church, have breakfast, go over there and play the game. It's like tea time. My ideal tea time was like around 10:30,
Yeah.
12:30 is your ideal tea time.
But was there an exception for that Florida State game just because of how big it was, the lights and all that? That was just cool. I bet that was cool.
It was just a promo deal.
Yeah.
It was just a night game. And,
Yeah.
You just got longer time to sit around and think about stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But it turned out well. You guys won that one, right?
Yeah, it turned out really good.
There we go. All right, Nebraska Hall of Famer and legend Steve Taylor with me here on 93.7 The Ticket. This is Weekly Rap Sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll be back after this with more.
This is James Harrell with NP Dodge Real Estate. When I became a licensed realtor, I wanted a brokerage that would help me grow in my new career. I found that in Lincoln First Realty. When Lincoln First was acquired by NP Dodge, the training and support I received only got better. I love knowing I have the power of the NP Dodge brand behind me. I would recommend NP Dodge to new agents looking to jumpstart their real estate career and to current agents who want to take their business to the next level.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's $5.99 barbecue time. Hurry to Hog Wild for a complete barbecue meal that's only $5.99. Get a one-meat sandwich loaded with our award-winning barbecue, plus your choice of a classic side and drink for just $5.99. Upgrade your sandwich to beef brisket for just $1 more. Join us for lunch or dinner in Lincoln at 3210 Cornhusker Highway. Order online at GoHogWild.com.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
I could write a commercial telling you how great waffle weekends are at the chocolate season. Or I could just have Rico read you the menu.
Banana Nutella. Nutella-topped Belgian waffle with homemade whipped cream, chocolate chips, and freshly sliced bananas. Baconator. Buttermilk waffle with bacon slices tucked inside, topped with salted whipped butter, caramelized pecans, and pure maple syrup.
Waffle weekend brunches at the chocolate season.
PB&J.
40th and Old Cheney or online at thechocolateseason.com.
No matter what indoor or outdoor project is on your list, check it off at the Nebraska Builders Home and Garden Show, February 9th through the 11th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. Visit with vendors experienced in handling all your dream projects. Spend time viewing displays and exhibits to see the latest in home innovations. Admission is $10 or bring a non-perishable item for the food bank and get a $2 discount. Children 12 and under are free. For more information, visit the Home and Garden Show online at hbal.org.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, expecting mainly cloudy skies. It will be windy, though. We'll see a high around 59. Tonight, mainly cloudy and windy, with a low around 47. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies and more wind. We'll see a high around 59. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, everyone. Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild. But we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up, the new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh yeah, this is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks, exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Wednesday, February 7th versus the Vegas Thrill at the CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 6 p.m. with first serve at 7. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest, quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor, kind of reminiscing and reliving the past of Steve Taylor's career and his recruiting, really.
Yeah, living in the past. Yep.
Hey, it's a good time to live for Oscar.
Yeah,
fans.
it's all good. It's all
better
good.
than the last 10 years. So
Yeah.
we'll go ahead and do that. A couple questions off the text line. Henry Big Bank Hank asks, do you still talk to referee Clete Blakeman?
Oh, yeah. Cleveland, man. I used to throw these Christmas parties, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this was back in the day, And so I used to have a gambling thing. I was Vegas and I was the house. So I had a custom made crap table. I had a poker guy come in and play poker, and I had a guy that was dealing blackjack. I mean, it was crazy, right? I had probably about maybe 100 to 200 people there.
Oh yeah.
And so I was the host, and so one year on Juice, I don't know if you know Juice. John Kelly was a running back from Southeast.
Okay.
And he was doing his broadcast stuff out in LA. He's big time now. He was doing like, what's the extra, all the movie stars and all that kind of stuff. And now he hosts the show. But he was doing this thing out in California, so they would all come back. And so they came one year, Bando and Clete, and I was probably up on them maybe $5 or $6 grand, right? I mean, because they were playing blackjack. And the house was killing them, right?
Yeah.
And so anyway, we should have quit then. They stayed till 3 o'clock. By the time they left, I was down like 500 or 1,000.
Oh, yeah.
I said, Bando, dude, we're just having fun. We're not trying to break the bank or win money here. I'm like, this isn't Vegas. We're just having fun. But no, Clete and I, man, we're really good friends. And we still chat today. And because he had married an Alpha Phi, and my wife was an Alpha Phi. They were sorority sisters.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, Clete and I had a really good relationship. Yeah, he bailed me out a couple of times and was a good, solid quarterback, and he helped me along the way. And we had a really good relationship, and we still talk today.
Yeah, that's cool. And I do have a question about that. You were the house all night long? You were at the table the whole time?
Well, I would make my rounds.
Yeah.
I would go to the blackjack table, Pergo table. I had a craps table, and then I would watch them play blackjack and stuff. It was fun. It was just for kicks and giggles, right? It wasn't like I wasn't trying to do it to make money.
Right.
It was just a theme.
Yeah.
Until my wife said, "Okay, that's enough. I'm not doing that anymore." No, so but then Clete would just come back every now and then, and we'd go to Omaha, we'd do something and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So that's cool. Steven says, considering 1982, Nebraska played at Auburn with Bo Jackson and took them to the woodshed.
Oh, yeah, that was turning gear. I watched that game.
Yeah.
Bo Jackson, I watched that game, yeah.
Yeah. Very cool matchups back in the 80s. I always say the college football in the 80s was incredible.
Man, it was, man. It was. We all think that we're older, right?
Well, I didn't live through it, but I like really? Looking back and look at the names, like obviously what Nebraska did, and then like he's saying, like a matchup with Bo Jackson or Deion Sanders. That stuff's cool.
I mean, you would have loved the Boz.
Oh yeah, Boz.
Yeah, you would love. I mean, that's what we went. I mean, I looked up one year. Oklahoma had like 11 guys drafted in the first 2 rounds. Ricky Dixon, Cornelius, Brian Boz. They had like 5 or 6 All-Americans, consensus All-Americans. I mean, they were loaded. Their offensive linemen were huge. I mean, I lost out for Offensive Player of the Year to Barry Sanders.
Yeah.
I mean, we were in contention. I mean, how can you complain about that, right?
Yeah.
And we if you look back at the teams that we played, the schedule that we played, I'm willing to bet that it was the most difficult preseason schedule probably in Nebraska history.
Yeah.
I mean, we played Texas A&M in the kickoff classic with the Blitz brothers. They're ranked in the top 10 country. The UCLA's at their best. Troy Aikman, Gaston Green, Flipper Anderson, Brian Bosworth, the whole Oklahoma deal, Barry Sanders at Oklahoma State. We played against some high quality teams.
Yeah.
I mean, back Arizona State at that time had some really, really good teams. At the McDaniels kid, who was an All-American offensive lineman, they had the kickers and Zendejas or something, right? I mean, we played them home and away. It was a brutal schedule. But South Carolina, I mean, think about that. Sterling Sharp and those guys.
Oh yeah.
I mean, down there, home and away. It was phenomenal. So it was a great test. It was a great test, and we were up for the challenge, and we held our own, and we we came out on top most of the time.
What was your favorite away game to go to? You think?
I have several.
So many good
people
ones.
ask me all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, I forget about the South Carolina game away. I forget about the Florida State game that we open up with here. People, that was one of my best games. Of course, the UCLA's and that kind of stuff. But Oklahoma State, that gets overlooked. With Barry Sanders and stuff, and we're both in Heisman contention for that. It was phenomenal. Yeah. Even my sophomore year against Oklahoma at home, that we lost on a magical catch, something like that. And we wore our red that year.
Oh yeah,
we wore our red. It was sweet.
The all red.
Yeah, we all red.
Yeah.
So some great memories, great games. There's just so many.
Nebraska's like hesitant to go all red because of those 80s losses. I think still.
I know.
They won't.
I know.
They won't do it.
I like the all white. I like the all white.
I like the all white.
It's great because I got some great pictures. And I was in school. There was this guy who was an artist on my floor, and every year he would draw a charcoal picture of me, and they are so cool.
Oh yeah, I bet.
And they're handwritten. They're in charcoal, and one is in all red.
Oh yeah.
I'm running the ball. It's sweet. I got it framed in my basement. And I just kept them for some reason. They're all, before I retired from football, they're always in boxes and stuff. But when I finally retired and built my house, our interior designers, you need to put that stuff up. I was like, I don't want to live in the past. Leave it alone. She said, no, it's great stuff.
Yeah.
And so I got a nice little, my wife calls it the shrine.
Yeah.
In your shrine downstairs. I'm like, well, what do you do with all the stuff they give you? It's not my fault. I got a fair amount of plaques and trophies and stuff and everything and pictures. And it's actually really, it's kind of cool,
Yeah.
And it's nicely placed and it's all nicely framed and shelves and all that kind of stuff. But it's cool when you look back at it. It's Sugar Bowl MVP, LSU, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
When you look back at it, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I got numerous, Chevrolet Player of the Week and Player of the Game, that kind of stuff. And you really don't appreciate it at the time, but when you're done, I can look back and say, okay, I did do some good things. You got some work, you got some stuff to show for your work. And that goes along with my 4 hole-in-ones.
Oh, yeah. Is that in the same shrine?
I got 4 hole-in-one trophies up there.
Hey,
seriously, I have 4.
That's a big deal. Yeah, that's a lot of them.
Yeah, and one's for $20,000.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I was in the golf tournament, the Players, with Jack Pierce.
Okay.
He was running a great tournament. And I was actually with Clete Blakeman, Tom Banderas, and had a hole-in-one, hit a 7-iron. And that was my first one. So I got a fair amount of stuff set up and footballs and stuff. I am upset though because I moved one time too many when I retired from the Canadian Football League, and someone stole one of my All-American balls, and they stole one of my Grey Cup jerseys. And dude, this ball has Troy Aikman on it, Deion Sanders, Derek Thomas, and there's some Emmitt Smith. That was one of my All-American
balls. That's just when you're on the All-American, everybody signs it and gets one?
Everybody gets the ball.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah. I got like 3 or 4. I've got 3 or 4 NFL Hall of Famers on that ball.
Yeah. Man.
And they
hard to replace something like that.
You can't replace it. You can't
irreplaceable.
Yeah. So that and my official Grey Cup jersey that we wore in Winnipeg. When we beat Winnipeg in Toronto. Which was cool. So, anyway. Those are 2 things that I really wish I had. But I got some other stuff that's similar to that, but they're not the actual. I have another All-American ball, but that one is pretty impressive.
Well, it's kind of funny because when I was a kid, it reminds me, because you say you have a shrine. When
my wife calls it.
Yeah. But when I was a kid, I got the chance to go to Tom Osborne's house because my uncle worked with his wife and had a retirement party and all that stuff. And so it was funny because as a kid, I was like 8 or 9. I don't know how old I was, but I thought I was going to go to the Disneyland of Husker Land, and there'd just be Husker trophies and plaques everywhere. And, it's a similar type of thing where you got to contain it to a room.
Yeah.
And it looks classy that way.
It is. It's nice. It's like in my basement and back on the wall. And I just redid some shelves and stuff to really do it kind of nicely and stuff. So it looks good. And then I got my baseball bat when I was drafted by the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
I am upset, though, that I'm trying to find my actual letter. I thought I had it in one of my envelopes, and I don't know what I did with it, but it has the actual letter when I was drafted, the round and that kind of stuff. I was going to get that frame and put it on my Yankees hat, and I got this little baseball bat,
Yeah.
What do you do with all this stuff? It's just downstairs in the basement, right?
Yeah.
And underneath the shelving or somewhere tucked away. And so now I got my treadmill. I used to have a ping pong ball, but now I got a treadmill. And so it's cool when I'm working out down there. It keeps me motivated.
Yeah.
It looked like I was rewarded with some things, so it's kind of cool. I appreciate. I appreciate that. And I got some pictures of some old guys I played with. So it's pretty cool. And my garage is awesome, man. I love my garage. So I got some really authentic stuff that I have in there, just mementos, from trips and stuff. A little work area in my garage, and it was as a joke about 3 or 4 Christmases ago. For Christmas, my Lincoln parents gave me a box of stuff. I mean, it was old pictures of me playing. One is a captain's picture. I'm standing on the field, and it's framed in like an old brown frame, and myself and Broderick and Andy Keeler, I think Neil Smith. It's just a great captain shirt, picture. And so I've collected stuff like that, and it's in a wall in my basement. I mean, not my basement, but in my garage. It has all my Husker, it says Husker Country, and that's when I have some All-American posters and just some Husker stuff in general, Big Red Country. I mean, I said, what do I do with this stuff? It was cool stuff. They gave it to me, and I got some real authentic pictures from Nebraska. Like I think one is Jeff Kinney running. They gave that to me, so that's all that's in my garage. So when I'm outside my garage, work cleaning my cars, and then I got this little garage of things. I got the Husker Stadium right when you drive in.
Oh, cool.
So it's pretty cool. It's just my wife. She hates. It's kind of cool. It just reminds you of where you are and what it is and stuff. So and of course I got some pro pictures up there.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
From Canada.
Eric says this segment should be titled "Cool Things That Steve Has." I might title it.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I mean, what else do you talk about it, right? I mean, it's weird because it's stuff that I didn't want out. I mean, because I was afraid to be that guy. Like, don't live in the past.
All right. Yeah.
It's history. But then people come over when I have parties and they used to really love it. Jeff Small, you wouldn't know him, was a sports anchor.
Okay.
On Channel 11. And so when I was done, he made this tape for me. It's a VH, and it's my whole career.
Is it really?
Oh yeah, it's cool.
Oh, wow.
It's my whole career from start to finish with player interviews, my interviews, game footage. It's a really cool thing.
Yeah.
And so obviously it was on VHS. And so when I used to throw these parties, I went and converted it to a DVD, and they used to play at these parties, highlights and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great, man, because you see Broderick Thomason interview Dana Brinson, you see Rocket Rod, all these Neil Smith, all these players with just comments about games after the game. And it's cool because we all look young, we all look skinny.
Yeah.
So it's not all about me, it's about Husker football. But a lot of it's, my highlights and stuff. But that was a cool thing for someone to do, and I had it all the time.
Yeah.
And my kids love watching it.
Oh, I
I
bet.
used to watch it a lot when I was a kid.
And you just kind of lets you roll back through the years.
Yeah.
Some things you forgot and can remind you.
It's, be honest with you, it's the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yeah.
I mean, they had me throwing an interception or fumbling, So it's not all great. Most of it's great stuff, but it shows everything, which when you're done, that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And I even went, my wife told me the other day, she said, where's your Sports Illustrated? The cover of your Sports Illustrated. I was like, well, I took it down because we lost Oklahoma.
Oh yeah.
And then I said, I'm going to go back and put it up because that's part of history.
It's still quite an accomplishment.
It
to
is,
be on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
And I get stuff all the time in the mail. I probably get stuff like every week or every other week.
Oh, from fans?
Oh, fans, like football cards, posters, Sports Illustrated covers. I mean, just stuff that comes in my office all the time.
Yeah. That's what 1000 says. I think you should sell that DVD, Steve. See, people would be interested in that.
Yeah.
One other comment off the text line 4951 says, "How much was the bar tab after that 20K hole in one?" Did you do a little celebration?
Yeah, it was big.
A little bit of a celebration.
The Jack Pierce gave me a break. Yeah.
There you go. All right. So that was fun. Again, I love that to kind of go through and relive some of those dreams and think about just the fun times that you had and all the cool stuff that you have because I know, like you said, maybe some of it just kind of gets shoved under boxes and stuff, but to Husker fans, that's very, very cool stuff. Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll wrap up our weekly session here. We call it Weekly Wrap Session with former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. We'll do that next.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Drinking and driving causes serious harm to friends, family members, and loved ones. In 2021, 65 people were killed in Nebraska by a car crash involving a drunk driver. Do not drink and drive. By drinking less, you can still be here for your loved ones. If you or loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Stop asking your friends if they're hosting a party this Sunday and come for the real party instead. Join 93.7 The Ticket for the big game at Wings and Rings at 68th and O this Sunday and walk away with great prizes just for showing up. Why worry about making a great spread of food for the game at your house when you can enjoy all the great wings and more at Wings and Rings? It's the big game party with 93.7 The Ticket at Wings and Rings this Sunday at 68th and O.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Go Hog Wild Pit Barbecue.
It's not just the big game everyone looks forward to, it's the food. If you're hosting a super party, let Hog Wild Pit Barbecue do the cooking so you can cheer on your favorite team. Slow smoked ribs, beef brisket, pulled pork, hot links, and so much more. Order online at GoHogWild.com. Hog Wild Pit Barbecue, 3210 Cornhusker Highway in Lincoln.
But don't be late, we close at 8.
The Omaha Supernovas are back in action this Wednesday, February 7th versus the Vegas Thrill at the CHI Health Center in Omaha. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 6 p.m. with first serve at 7. Make sure to tune in to the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Supernovas Radio Network. Rosie Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 10th and P or at 1501 Center Park Road.
Now back to weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We are back here on 93.7 The Ticket. Thanks for joining us. It is our last segment of weekly rap sessions with former All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. And, of course, it's our last segment then before the Super Bowl.
Yes,
so we better get your thoughts on the Super Bowl. We know we talked a little bit about it last week, but remind us again, Chiefs or 49ers?
Oh, man. I would say the Chiefs because of Mahomes. But I wouldn't mind if Purdy and McCaffrey could get their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And my brother would be happy.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'd be a good story.
Yeah, but the Purdy story, man, is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's phenomenal. And the way he's handled this has been awesome. So now, since I have none of my teams made it, I just want to enjoy a good Super Bowl team.
Yeah. Enjoy a good game. Have some fun. Again, we will be out at Buffalo Wild Wings. And we've been giving away, Wings and Rings, Buffalo Wings and Rings. And we've been giving away some Super Bowl squares. We'll do that throughout the day to allow some lucky fans to win some cash or some prizes. So that'll be fun. But one thing you can do if you don't really have a team, if you don't necessarily know which team to pull for with the 49ers or the Chiefs is do prop bets.
Okay.
Keep you interested throughout the game.
What do you got?
I got a few side prop bets that I was wondering. First of all, it should be noted, San Francisco favored by 2. If you're just
favored by 2.
picking straight up right now, that's the number about that you can get. So you can make your decision there. Some of the side prop bets this year are kind of interesting. I like this one. How about a cross sport bet of will Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics score more than the San Francisco 49ers that day? So the Celtics are playing the Heat.
He's going to score at least 30.
Yeah, and he averages 27 a game. The Niners, so if he has an average game, will the Niners score more than 27? That's a little bit of outside the
Niners
outside the box thought, but yeah.
I think they'll score 27 or more.
You do?
I do.
All right.
The
So they'll
Niners,
outscore Jason Tatum. You're going with it.
Yes, I'm going
All
with
right.
that.
That's a pretty good one. Who will be the first shown during the national anthem? Patrick Mahomes or Brock Purdy? Patrick Mahomes is favored in this one.
Before the
during the national anthem, yeah.
During the national anthem.
Yeah.
Oh, Mahomes.
And it's just obvious that they're going to show both of them. So
yeah.
You're going to go with Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's the favorite in this one.
Okay, who's singing it? Is it Usher? Who's singing the national?
Usher is at halftime.
show.
Reba McEntire.
Reba McEntire. Reba. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So maybe could give you some context clues. I'm not sure how. But how many times will they show Taylor Swift during the broadcast and live shots? The over under is 4.5.
Okay. How many times throughout the
course of the broadcast will we see Taylor Swift?
Oh, I would say it is a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're going to have some stars there.
A lot of star power.
It's 4.5?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think that'll happen.
Yeah, I do.
But
too.
no, they may go the other way with that though. Because she's coming late, right? She's just going to barely make it. Well,
Yeah,
not
she-
barely.
yeah.
She's guaranteed she's going to make it, right?
I believe so.
No, they say they're going to make it in plenty of time.
Yeah, because she's got like a concert in Japan
Yeah,
or something.
yeah.
And she's got to make it over. And part of this depends on.
Oh,
if
they're
you-
going to show her because every time Kelsey does
Right.
something, they're probably going to scan her.
I was gonna say it depends
Yeah.
on how good of a game Kelsey has.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. That should be the bet. That
Yeah.
should be the bet. Yeah.
Yeah. And then how about this one? Will either team convert a fourth down? Your favorite minus 349 for yes and plus 281 for no.
What's this? A what?
Will either team convert a fourth down?
Oh, convert a fourth down. Oh, yeah.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to go for it. They're going to be balls out.
Now, if it's a blowout, then you'd still probably have
They'd
that,
probably
right?
have that, yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that's a pretty good one.
I don't think it's going to be a
to go
blowout.
off.
I think it's going to be a nail biter.
Yeah.
I think Casey's going to get off to a hot start. Niners going to start off slow, and then it's going to be a nail biter.
Mm.
Hopefully, Purdy stays healthy. Hopefully, all of them stays healthy. Yeah.
We've been through the 49ers injuries.
And McCaffrey too. I hope he stays healthy. He gets nicked up.
Yeah, could be a game changer. Hopefully, yeah, like you said, hopefully we get the
One of
best
those guys go
of his
down,
group.
then I think they fall. I think the Niners are going to win though.
Mm.
I got a feeling I think they're going to win.
Yeah. I think that we're going to see the Chiefs a lot in the Super Bowl over the next several years. But I think you're right. I don't know.
We
if
were not
they're
supposed
gonna
to
win
see
every
them
one of
this year. That wasn't
Not
supposed to happen.
necessarily, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel sorry for Eric Bieniemy.
Yeah.
You know,
Who was back? He was visiting with the Chiefs this morning, I think, because he just got let go from the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean,
but he got a shot. You know. It is
yeah,
what it is.
he should have just stayed. He shouldn't have left until he got a head coaching job.
Yeah.
He made a lateral move.
Yeah.
Thinking that was almost a no-win situation. Should have just stayed with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but hindsight's 20/20.
Yeah, and he'll probably get another job. So I mean, he'll be fine.
I don't know. You never know, man.
You never know, yeah.
NFL's picky.
Yeah.
They're with him, of course.
Yeah.
But
you got any Super Bowl traditions or like favorite go-to foods or anything?
oh, wings. You got to have wings. You got to have
absolutely,
nachos. You got to have this dip. I throw a little Super Bowl gathering.
Yeah.
Have some people over. And you got to have the right mix. You can't have it too big where you can't watch the game.
Yeah.
But you got to have it large enough so you get different personalities and stuff.
Are you into
So-
the commercials?
Nah, not anymore.
Not so much.
No,
yeah.
not anymore. I used to kind of watch them, but they're kind of been overdone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You kind of get
No.
disappointed by
You get
them
disappointed.
more often.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah,
well, I
yeah.
should have just went to the bathroom.
Yeah, I mean, I think was it the Bud commercial that used to be really good? I
Yeah,
can't
the
remember.
Bud Light ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
No, I don't get involved in that too much.
Yeah, we'll see how much they do. Those are very expensive, and that's why when I watch them, I always think that's the best you got. You put millions of dollars into this commercial,
and that's the best you
and
come up
that's
with.
the best you
You
got.
leave away like I didn't even understand that commercial. What was that about? You know? Yeah.
I will say this: take part in any of Mountain Dew did some deal a couple of years ago.
They had some good ones.
Yeah, well, they had like a challenge of like if whoever guessed how many Mountain Dew bottles were in this commercial, you'd win $1 million. And I guessed the inverse of the number. It was like 329 or it was like 343 or something. I guessed like 243 or something. I was so mad because I was that close to my breakaway. So
it's a great
participate
week.
in those if
Yeah.
you see them.
It's a great week, man. The Super Bowl is just the bomb.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Absolutely. A lot
Cool,
of
my
fun.
man.
A lot of fun is also the weekly rap sessions with All-American quarterback Steve Taylor. Steve, thanks for joining us today. Happy hour coming
The
next
Rock Man. All right.
That's right.